Number 5, Tom Johnson.
I think we're all in agreement that we have to control our taxes. If we don't, they're going to get out of hand. As so eloquently said by my partner up here, we've got to get control of them. We've got to spend no more than we take in. And we've got to handle this. If we don't plan, if we don't organize, this major annexation's coming up. We're going to provide police services all the way to the town limits of Morris Range Lake. You're talking almost doubling that police department, or more than doubling that police department. That's a lot of territory out there that's going to have police protection at some point in time. Taxes are unnecessary. I wish we could do away with it, but we can't. And I'm like the rest of them. I can't stand here and promise you that we're not going to have to increase taxes somewhere down the road. But I will do my best to be conservative in what we spend versus what we've got coming into this thing. Thank you.
I'm opposed to any tax increases, and I will do my best to see that we don't have tax increases anytime soon. That's why I will oppose any new spending initiatives, because if we stop spending and start paying down debt, perhaps we can keep our tax burden manageable. Don't forget, we're also going to be soon having sewer bills that we'll have to pay. A lot of us still owe our sewer assessment. A lot of us still owe, or will have to owe, to pay to have our dry line installed from our house to the sewer system. We have a lot of other expenses that we're going to have to be dealing with. Tax increases should be the last thing we have to worry about, and I will oppose those. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Jim?
Well, I would say to you that I am diametrically opposed to any tax increase. But I might be living in a dream world too. There are two approaches to having the funds, the necessary funds to handle your expenses and your output. Number one is to control your cost. And sometimes I think we do things, we move forward on projects without first having to sit down and count the cost. So, yeah, probably down the road somewhere in the future we're going to have to look at tax increases. But before we do that, I think we need to sit around the table and try to figure how we can cut our costs where we are right now. Because I'm going to tell you something. I've talked to a lot of people on this island who are living on fixed incomes that cannot afford a tax increase. I talked with a lady 2 weeks ago that said, if my taxes go up anymore, I'm going to have to leave. I'm going to have to move. I've been here 38 years. Every time you turn around, there's a new fee. They don't call them taxes, they call them fees. Water availability fee. It's another tax. Sewer district fee. It's nothing but another tax. It's any way you cut it. You call it whatever you want. You can call it an alligator if you want to, but it's still a tax. And we've got to control taxes. We have got to control the way we spend our money. That goes back to what I said a while ago. If we're fiscally responsible for our money, we know what we take in. We know how much money we're going to have to spend over the next 2 to 5 years. We don't go out and encounter these huge projects, huge capital projects that are going to stretch us to the point that we can't pay the debt service. Folks, that's just about where we are, whether you realize it or not. If you want to really know where we are as far as tax increases and where our expenses are, get a copy of the last budget and study it. It'll keep you awake at night.
Thank you, Jim. We're back around to you.
Before I say anything about the tax question, I'm going to jump back to real quick on the mayor's question on signs. Who brought up the sign question? I'm sure he wasn't thinking about political signs. He was talking about commercial signs, business signs, sandwich signs, signs up here at the Mexican restaurant that are out right against the pavement. I believe that's what you were addressing, not political signs. Because I thought that's right. We have ordinance against that. If you see a sign you think's in violation of ordinance, you dial 278-5011 and ask the code officer, and he'll take care of it. Now, taxes. That's a 3-letter word. It's as bad as most 4-letter words I know. It's not only the duty, but it's the obligation of the mayor and town council of the town to do their utmost to keep the residents of the town out of financial hardship. That's not been happening. To do that, you have to kind of back out of it. What can we afford to pay? You get a number of that, you get the handle on that number, and then you know what you can afford to spend as far as capital investment, capital projects, capital projects in general. I'm not going to mention any specific ones. Everybody knows what we spend money on. And several years ago, I was on council when we approved a couple of capital projects. The economy wasn't quite as bad as it is now, not anywhere near. When the economy tanked, we should have pulled the reins back right then, halted anything that would increase our tax obligation until we got a handle on it. That hasn't happened. If I can get elected again, I guarantee you, only necessities, no niceties, until we get out of this mess. And I'm not going to stop till the buzzer rings.
Good timing, Reed. Very good timing. Number 2 is Bill Johnson, and he's the last on this question.
I'm from Cary, and we had some pretty strong sign ordinances, and I'd like to see those here too. As far as taxes are concerned,
What's that blue raised there? The whole vertical part?
Don't start this time.
Still down below that. Well, there you go.
thank you, it's easier for me to stand up. You know, who in here would like to see tax increases, and I'd be a fool to stand up here and say they would. But you know what causes a lot of tax increases? And yes, what we need to do is we need to sit back, take a deep breath, consider any projects for long-term projects. Let's take care of the ones we got now, get it done, and don't start anything new. But what happened when they have a revaluation, that's the county that does that. I did a little homework. If you had a $300,000 house in 2006, prior to the revaluation, your taxes, total taxes, county and town, were $2,610. And let's say they reevaluated your house to $600,000, another double. In other words, double that. Your total tax bill would have been $2,500, a little bit less actually. But most of that, it was an increase in Brunswick County taxes and a decrease in our taxes. But I think we all should work toward a revenue neutral tax base. What that means is that's an average. Some people are going to have higher tax bills and some are going to have lower tax bills. But I think we should all work for that. And I too will not be interested in any new projects until we take care of what we got. And we can work that down that way. So, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, Gary, you get to pick the number. It is